The old shake and bake. She's not going anywhere. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do to get this differential taken apart, remove the wheels, remove the calipers. That's gonna allow us to get the axles out once we're ready for that. All right, with the wheels out of the way, we can start on taking apart the brakes. We're gonna get the caliper off. Looks like a 13 millimeter, probably an 18 for the bracket. We're gonna get all this off, out of the way, get your rotors off. That's gonna allow your axle to come out, because I'll show you, in a little bit, why you need your axle shaft to actually come out. Yeah. All right, with the caliper out of the way, now we can take off the bracket. The old strap-on can't handle.
Damn right.
All right, with the caliper and bracket out of the way, we can pull off the rotor. Sometimes you gotta give it some love taps. All right, good to go. All right, with all the brakes out of the way, now we can move on to the next step of removing our diff cover, cleaning it out, and getting the original open diff carrier out, and work on getting everything swapped over. I am reusing the original ring and pinion, so I'm going to be leaving the original pinion alone. I'm just going to swap over the current ring gear onto the new limited slip carrier assembly. The axle seal on this side was actually blown. You see the axle grease or seal? It's all wet.
Oh yeah. Well, that means we gotta go get a new axle seal.
Yeah.
You don't want to leave that one partially in while you drink? Hey, I expected that shit to be like black, possibly crumbling. Fuck you, right?
Fuck me, right? You're like, I believe in you, fucking. Goddamn liar.
No, I do believe in you.
Sometimes. Kind of. Not today. Yeah, give her a spin. That's where the no fun happens. It's just one wheel peel. Yes, precisely. Okay, so with the diff cover out of the way and all the brakes taken apart and rotors off, whatever, we can remove the pin. Once we get this pin out, we can push the axle slightly in, exposing the C-clips. Remove the C-clips, pull the axle out, easy as that. And then from there, we can remove these bearing caps, and then usually just gotta pry out the whole carrier. They can come out really easily sometimes you gotta hammer and pry, but we'll see what's involved in this one. Get that shit out of there.
You want to just leave it here in the tray?
Sure. All right, now pull the pin through. It can go either way. Try to like bring it out towards you maybe. Oh shit. From that point of view.
That point of view.
Just a schlong coming at you. I was about to get deep throated, bro.
Damn. All right, you got to move it.
Okay, now I'm gonna pop it in neutral so it can spin the carrier. The opening will be facing back.
Gotcha.
And let me show you guys how to do that. You just pop off the linkage real quick, and then from here you can shift it. Okay, get it opening facing backwards. We got our co-guest. All right, it's back in park. So being in park stops the carrier from spinning. Sweet. So now, yeah, push that axle in on your side. And so he's just gonna push it in and watch what happens. It should expose the C-clip. Perfect. You don't gotta push that hard. I don't like how the truck rocks. It already like halfway fell out. Okay. So we just need like a magnet. Beautiful. Same thing with the other side. Here, I'll push it in.
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Now we can slide the axles all the way out.
Or do you need those bolts off?
No, those bolts can stay.
Okay. You want to lower the car with
Like,
the axle?
so like technically, I'm just gonna say this for the video, like you can just pull the axles halfway out, just like a little bit, but we're gonna replace the axle seals. So I'm gonna go ahead and just remove the shaft completely. Otherwise you don't have to completely remove the axles. What were you saying?
Just
Yes. my co-star had something to say here. No.
exactly what I was going to ask, if you just want to move them half out or not.
Yeah, okay. They're not that heavy. Oh, this seal's fucked right here. Pulling it out, the seals waller out a little bit. You see how it's like wavy and shit? And that could have been done previously when you drug out your side, did you support the weight? Or did you, okay. Somebody could have let it drag. All the weight could have been sitting on this seal and actually ruined it. So just be careful.
Dreamed out a little bit, but not horribly.
All right, we'll just replace both seals. Yeah. Why not? They're cheap. Okay. So here we go, open diff. Now we can take off the bearing caps. And you're gonna have some shims. These bearings are shimmed up, so keep them in the same order. If you're lucky, you can get away with reusing them. If not, you can see there's backlash. You're always supposed to have a little bit of backlash. And if you're lucky, you can reuse them and end up with the same backlash. If not, you gotta reshim. Maybe even buy a shim kit. So just keep that in mind. Nice. Make sure you keep this orientated exactly how it came off. So you see how it sticks out? That's pointing outwards, right? That little notch. Okay. So I'll put this there. And then there should be, if there's any shims, like that right there is going to be a shim. So we need to remember to keep that exactly where it came out. See if sometimes they come right out. Okay, we're gonna have to pry this bitch out.
Yep, it's gonna have to come out.
Is it recording?
Yeah.
Okay, good. That just exploded all over my face. So that's gonna be
I thought
drivers.
you were used to that.
Yeah, that's why I didn't flinch very much.
There you go.
So to find out what gear ratio you have, might as well talk about it while it's taken apart. You just count up your ring teeth. This is your ring, and I've got 41 teeth here, right? Keep in mind, customer doesn't know anything about this truck. He kind of bought it the way it is, you know? So 41 teeth here. On the pinion, we've got 10 teeth. So it turns out this truck has a 410 gear. So sure enough, this truck has been worked on. Somebody's been in here before, swapped out ring and pinion. Likely what happened here. These seals might be original, who knows? They're pretty hard. So yeah, somebody's been in here. It's got aftermarket gears, which is cool. I'm gonna tell the customer, like, hey, you've got an aftermarket set of gears, which is nice. Less money, or less. It's just cool to find out that, you know, your truck is more modded than you thought it was, you know. So, all right, let's swap over the like I said, leaving the pinion, because this truck didn't make any noise or anything when it drove. Everything should be fine. Okay, so we're leaving the pinion. We're just gonna swap over the ring and set up our backlash and check our teeth mesh, and from there it should be fine. All right, so the aftermarket ring is like a real snug fit on the carrier, so we're having to press it on. Doesn't take much. It's going. And good. So I'm just running them down. When you go to torque it, like everything else, do crisscross. Just want to equalize the torque and the pressure and everything. So, you know what? I'm actually looking at the torque spec. All right, so here's our new LSD G80 locker, whatever you want to call it. Everyone calls these things differently. I'm sorry, I'm just calling this like an LSD because it's basically limited slip. You know, it's GM's factory Possi, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to go ahead and put on new bearings while it's out. Even though this unit does seem to have new bearings and whatnot, I'm just going to go ahead and start over fresh. I've got some new incorrectly sized bearings. Jesus. You can do it. You can do it.
Probably not.
I believe in you. So we're trying to get these seals out, man. They're being really stubborn. Trying to pop that thing out. We're having to chew it up. I believe in you.
I don't.
Oh, it's coming. It's like you've done this before. There we go. Get out of here.
How much of a pain or how simple is it to do the bearing?
What bearing? Oh. Easy peasy. Okay, so since that G80 locker was the wrong one, we actually ordered a brand new Yukon limited slip unit. Got this off of Amazon. These run about $350-ish. It's a brand new LSD, and it's actually more reliable and works better than the factory Possi unit. Open that up. Right off the bat, that looks better for the bearings. Yeah, that looks better. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. All right. So from here, I gotta get the bearings pressed on to either side, get the ring swapped over from the G80 onto this Yukon diff locker, and go for the reinstall. Okay, so we've got our new bearings pressed on. We've got our ring gear swapped over because we are reusing the ring and pinion, or the ring, I should say. It does have a 410 unit in here, so definitely gonna reuse that. So now this is ready to put in. I'm gonna go ahead and use the original. I got a shim kit for the side-to-side end play, but for starters, I'm gonna start off with what came out. It was, I remember from the disassembly, yellow right hand, white marking was left hand. I'm gonna put these in as a starting point, see if it's good from there. If not, I'm gonna have to shim it in either direction to get the backlash correct. Okay, so ideally you want the range between around 6 and 10 thousandths of backlash. And right now, I've got it set up here. We're looking at about 11, 12, 13 thousandths. You know what, let me set this up correctly. It's very close. Right about 12 thousandths. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this up just a little bitty bit. Probably with some of the thinnest shims I have. I'm gonna put a thin shim on this side to get it over just a hair, and then I'm gonna have to come up with a new stack of shims on this side, because if you add, you gotta take away. You're moving it over to the right hand side. Okay, so I've got the backlash down to 10 thousandths. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put some, find what I need like some paste or something to, what do you think I would put on the teeth? Huh? Okay, so our mesh is looking really good. What you're looking for is a nice centered contact area where it's squeezing out the grease. This is where the pinion is contacting the ring. What you don't want is, like, if a lot of grease was hanging off on this side, or if grease was hanging on this side, indicating the pinion was too far out or too far in. But since it's nice and centered up, our meshing is looking really good. Our backlash is looking good. So let's go ahead and get this fully assembled, get the axles put in and put together. Let's go. Okay, so we've got our axles in. You saw me put in the new seals earlier. C-clips are in. I've got the pin in, torqued down. So yeah, it's time to get this cover on, get the brakes together. I'm gonna go ahead and replace the brake pads and machine the rotors because it was looking a little rough. So why not, right?